Singapore and Malaysia may be neighbors, but the food can be quite different. They can sound the same. Example, wanton mee, char kway teow. However, looks-wise, quality-wise, and taste-wise can be quite different. In today's video, we'll take you on a gastronomic adventure as we explain to you the differences between the food between Singapore and Malaysia, corporate breakout couple style. Hi, I'm Fran. I'm from Penang, Malaysia, and I've lived in Singapore for the last 13 years.
I'm John. I'm Singaporean. I'm having the time of my life eating delicious food in Penang and Malaysia for the last 1 year.
Plus, we were both hawkers in Singapore before, so we know exactly what it takes to make great, delicious food. I think we can all agree that food is crucial to our existence, and Malaysians are so passionate about food. Now we can literally drive 2 hours to go and eat something delicious and then drive the 2 hours back. When I first met John in Singapore, he'll be shocked when I suggest that we go try something new in the West because we lived in the North. And he'll be like, no, so far, don't want, let's go eat somewhere nearby. I'm sure some of you can identify. Over the years, I've turned John into a foodie. He no longer eats the same thing every single day. Hey, he used to eat Subway sandwiches for lunch every day. Let's start by talking about hawker food. Now, Malaysia is so well known for its variety of hawker food, and each state has got their well-known dishes. For example, KL has their Tai Lok Min, Ipoh has their Ipoh Hafan and the famous Ipoh Tauge, Penang has Char Kway Teow and Asam Laksa. I could go on and on. All dishes in Malaysia taste fantastic, a burst of flavour in each bite. However, protein is always sorely lacking in hawker dishes. Whenever I eat hawker food in Malaysia, I always pay extra for additional ingredients because the normal portion of protein isn't enough. However, when I'm in Singapore, I hardly add extra ingredients because the normal portion has sufficient protein in it. Why is that? This is due to the higher purchasing power in Singapore, and because of that, the hawkers are able to add more ingredients into each dish. For example, let's take wanton mee in Penang. Wanton mee in Penang is really very delicious and tasty and it's John's favorite food. However, the char siu is sliced so thinly, they give you 6 to 7 little pieces, and the wontons are so small, it's about 2 to 3 pieces. In Singapore, the char siu slices are thicker and more succulent, and the quality of pork is better as well. In Malaysia, pork isn't a controlled price item by the government, so therefore, the price of pork can be expensive. I love buying vegetables in Malaysia. They're always so fresh and affordable. That's because Malaysia has many vegetable farms all around the country. However, whenever I buy vegetables in Singapore, remember I used to be a hawker, so we bought lots of vegetables. I find that the vegetables aren't always the freshest. They don't last as long, they wilt faster. And I totally understand why, because Singapore imports most of the vegetables in, some from Malaysia, right? And they need time to be imported in, so they don't last as long. Fruits, on the other hand, are bigger, juicier and fresher in Singapore. Why? Most of the local fruits come from Malaysia anyway, so why does Singapore have the nicer fruits? Well, because the nicest fruits are all exported out of Malaysia for sale. And it's quite sad sometimes when John and I are in the supermarket in Penang, Ipoh or KL and we see heaps of sad-looking fruits for sale. Moreover, imported fruits in Malaysia are more expensive. Think of your kiwis, strawberries, blueberries, peaches and raspberries. They are all a lot more expensive compared to Singapore. This is due to the lower demand in Malaysia compared to Singapore. Let's talk about the international cuisine in both Singapore and Malaysia. For us, we prefer to eat international cuisine in Singapore because of the variety, quality, taste and price. Due to Singapore being an international hub with so many tourists, foreigners and expats, the international cuisine standard in Singapore is high. You can really get high quality Japanese, French, Italian cuisine, just to name a few. It is more expensive to eat these same types of cuisine in Malaysia, and the quality is slightly lower as well because it's more expensive to purchase the same type ingredients than in Singapore, again due to the lower purchasing power in Malaysia.
Let's talk about one of my favorite food, steak. I love a good beef steak, imported whether it's from Australia, Argentina or Japan. I love them and I love to cook them by myself together with the family in Singapore and in Malaysia. There are definitely a few key differences between steak quality in Singapore versus Malaysia. In Singapore, you can get a variety of different cuts, different marblings from different countries, whether it's your USDA prime rib, whether it's your Japanese Wagyu, you can get a lot of variety for a great price. And because of supply and demand, which the demand is higher in Singapore than Malaysia, you have a lot of different local butchery shops that specializes in specialty meats. And in Malaysia, you can mostly get it at the supermarkets, whether it's Village Grocer or Jaya Grocer or Mercato. There are numerous butchery specialty shops in Singapore. For example, your Huber's Butchery or your Foodie Marketplace, where you can get a great price for the steak. For example, in Sing dollars, about 5 to 6 Sing dollars per 100 grams for Angus ribeye in Singapore. Whereas in Malaysia, if you're talking about Jaya Grocer, Village Grocer, you're looking at around 8 to 9 Sing dollars per 100 grams. It's really expensive to eat out in Malaysia as well. In a steakhouse, it can cost you roughly between 2 to 300 ringgit for a 250 gram steak, and that is just for a very average ribeye. Whereas in Singapore, to be honest, you can probably get the same quality in Collins, which is a Western food chain that serves a different types of Western cuisine and can roughly cost you around 30 to 40 Sing dollars for the same quality.
It's so much easier to eat clean and healthy in Singapore compared to Malaysia. There's lots of salad bars, poke bowls, healthy wraps and juices in every single mall. Have you been to Raffles Place or Tanjong Pagar recently? There's an abundance of healthy eating foods there. In Penang, there's only 2, max 3 poke places in the whole island. Can you imagine that? So little. Again, it is due to demand and supply. By now, you have guessed that both Singapore and Malaysia have their own pros and cons when it comes to food. If you want strong tasting, delicious hawker cuisine, go to Malaysia, you'll be spoiled for choice. When you want to eat high quality international cuisine, go to Singapore, you will also be spoiled for choice. And if you want the best of both worlds, visit both Malaysia and Singapore. Why not? The food there is incredible. John and I are so blessed to call both countries our home and have the best of both cuisines. We hope that this video is a refreshing change from the usual, hey, is Singapore chicken rice nicer than Malaysia's? Is Malaysia's nasi lemak nicer than Singapore's? Or who invented chili crab? We want to bring about to your attention other details about these two countries as we are living in both. Do like this video and share it out with your Singaporean and Malaysian friends and family. Do hit the subscribe button to our channel as well if you haven't already. In the future, we'll be doing more comparison videos between Singapore and Malaysia. Stay tuned!